As we get older, one of the most important skills we can protect is something we often take for granted when we were young: our balance. For many adults over the age of 50, balance is not just about being able to walk a straight line, it's about independence, confidence, and the freedom to keep doing the things you love. A simple slip or stumble can have serious consequences, from injuries that take months to heal to a fear of moving that changes your life completely. But here's the good news: balance is not something you either have or lose forever. With the right habits and exercises, you can improve your balance at any age, strengthen your body's stability systems, and greatly reduce your risk of falls. I want to start by sharing the story of Robert, a 68-year-old retired firefighter who came to one of my community wellness classes. Robert had always been active, but after a knee injury and a long recovery, he started noticing he wasn't as steady on his feet. He told me, "I feel like I'm walking on ice sometimes." The thing is, that's a common feeling for many people as they age. Changes in muscle mass, joint flexibility, vision, and even inner ear function can make balance more challenging. And if you've had a past fall, your mind can start playing tricks on you, making you overly cautious, which can actually make you less stable. In Robert's case, we started with simple awareness. I asked him to notice how he was moving through his day, how he stepped onto a curb, how he reached for something on a high shelf, even how he got out of bed in the morning. Awareness is the first step in improving balance because it helps you catch small changes in your movement before they turn into bigger problems. From there, we worked on strengthening his core, the muscles in his abdomen, lower back, and hips that act like the body's control center. Strong core muscles help keep your spine stable and your posture upright, which is essential for good balance. One of the easiest exercises we started with was the standing march. Robert would stand tall, holding onto the back of a chair for support, and slowly lift one knee at a time, focusing on control and stability. Over time, his core strength improved, and he began to feel steadier. Balance is more than just muscle strength, though it's a combination of three systems working together: your vision, your inner ear, and the sensors in your muscles and joints that tell your brain where your body is in space. When any of these systems aren't working well, your balance can suffer. That's why it's so important to challenge these systems in a safe way. We practiced exercises like standing on one leg, walking heel to toe, and turning the head while walking, simple movements that train the brain and body to work together more efficiently. Another key part of fall prevention is flexibility. Tight muscles, especially in the ankles, hips, and hamstrings, can limit your range of motion and make it harder to recover if you trip or slip. Gentle stretching each day, especially after warming up, can make a big difference. Robert found that by stretching his calves and ankles regularly, he could step more confidently without feeling like his feet were dragging. Of course, we can't talk about balance without mentioning footwear. Shoes that are too loose, have worn-out soles, or are too high can be a hidden risk. Robert swapped his old sneakers for a pair of supportive walking shoes with non-slip soles, and he noticed the difference immediately. Just as important as the physical side of balance is the mental side. Fear of falling can make you move stiffly or hesitate, which ironically increases your risk. That's why building confidence through gradual, safe practice is so powerful. Within a few months, Robert wasn't just steadier, he was back to hiking with his wife and even helping his neighbors with yard work. The transformation wasn't magic, it was the result of consistent, small steps that built his strength, flexibility, and confidence over time. And that's the message I want you to take from his story. No matter your starting point, you can make real improvements in your balance and protect yourself from falls. The first step is to believe that change is possible and to start now, even with the smallest of actions. When we talk about improving balance, it's important to understand that your body adapts to the challenges you give it. If you only move in predictable ways like walking the same flat sidewalk every day, your balance system doesn't get the variety of training it needs. That's why one of the most effective things you can do is incorporate balance challenges into your everyday life in a safe, controlled manner. For example, when you're brushing your teeth, try standing on one foot for a few seconds. Then switch to the other when you're waiting for the microwave. Practice a gentle heel-to-toe walk across the kitchen. These small challenges keep your muscles and your nervous system engaged without requiring extra time in your day. I remember working with Linda, a 72-year-old grandmother who had always been nervous about falling after she slipped on her driveway one icy winter. She avoided going out in the cold, even skipping family events. We started with very basic balance drills indoors, then progressed to more dynamic movements like gentle side steps, mini squats, and stepping over a low object on the floor. Each week, we added something new. Eventually, we practiced walking on different surfaces in her backyard: grass, gravel, and a safe section of uneven pavers so her body could adapt to real-world conditions. The transformation in her confidence was remarkable. She began attending her granddaughter's soccer games again, standing comfortably on the sidelines and walking across the uneven field without fear. It's not just about exercises, it's about training your body and mind to feel capable in any environment. Another important factor in fall prevention is your home environment. Many falls happen not because of a loss of strength or coordination, but because of preventable hazards. Loose rugs, cluttered walkways, poor lighting, and cords across the floor are common culprits. Take a walk through your home and notice any spots where you have to step over something, stretch too far, or navigate in dim light. Simple changes like securing rugs with non-slip pads, adding nightlights to hallways, and keeping frequently used items within easy reach can greatly reduce your risk. You might also consider grab bars in the bathroom or a sturdy handrail on both sides of the stairs. Nutrition also plays a role in balance and fall prevention. Strong bones and muscles are supported by a diet rich in calcium, vitamin D, and adequate protein. Without enough of these nutrients, your body can become weaker, making you more vulnerable to injury if you do fall. I often recommend foods like leafy greens, dairy or fortified plant milks, salmon, eggs, beans, and lean meats. Staying hydrated is equally important. Dehydration can lead to dizziness and low blood pressure, both of which can affect balance. Alongside physical training and nutrition, there's a hidden but crucial element: your reaction time. The faster your body can respond to a trip or slip, the more likely you are to recover without falling. We can train reaction time through activities that require quick adjustments like gently tossing and catching a ball while standing, or stepping quickly in different directions when prompted. This type of training keeps your reflexes sharp. Social engagement can also have a surprising effect on balance. Group classes, like Tai Chi, dance, or water aerobics, combine movement with social interaction, keeping you mentally and physically engaged. Tai Chi, in particular, has been shown in studies to improve balance and reduce fall risk by focusing on slow, controlled movements that strengthen the legs and core while calming the mind. Linda joined a local Tai Chi class, and she told me it wasn't just her balance that improved. She felt happier, more connected, and more willing to try new things. When you combine these elements: varied movement, a safe home, good nutrition, quick reflexes, and social support, you create a strong foundation for lifelong stability. And perhaps the most important thing to remember is that balance is a skill you can train at any age. The human body is remarkably adaptable, even in our later decades, and every bit of effort you put in now will pay off in the years ahead. The key is to start small, stay consistent, and gradually build both your physical ability and your confidence. One of the biggest misconceptions I hear from people over 50 is that losing balance is simply an unavoidable part of aging. While it's true that certain changes in muscle mass, joint flexibility, and sensory function occur naturally over time, it's also true that we can slow, stop, and even reverse many of these changes with regular practice. Your balance isn't a fixed number, it's a living, adaptable skill that responds to what you do every day. That's why consistency is far more important than intensity. You don't need to spend hours each day training. Even 10 to 15 minutes of focused balance work, combined with regular walking and light strength training, can have a profound effect over time. And here's the thing: when you work on your balance, you're not just preventing falls, You're also improving your posture, your coordination, your joint health, and even your mental clarity. There's a mind-body connection at play here. When you move with stability, your brain receives clear, confident signals from your body, reducing feelings of anxiety and uncertainty. I've seen this with countless clients, but one story that always stands out is Jim, a 75-year-old who had fallen twice in 1 year before joining my class. He came in using a cane, shoulders hunched forward, and a look of quiet frustration. We started with the simplest drills, shifting his weight from one foot to the other, lifting his heels, stepping sideways. Within weeks, I saw his posture change. He stood taller, looked forward instead of down, and even started walking short distances without the cane. 6 months later, Jim told me he hadn't fallen once and felt confident walking to the local store on his own again. The pride in his voice was unmistakable. That's the kind of transformation I want for you, not just physical safety, but the return of your independence and self-assurance. Of course, balanced training works best when it's part of a bigger picture of healthy living. Sleep is a powerful ally in this process. Without enough rest, your muscles don't recover properly, your reaction times slow, and your focus wavers. Aim for a consistent sleep routine and create a calming bedtime environment to support both your brain and your body. Managing stress is equally important. Because high stress can tighten your muscles and disrupt your coordination, simple breathing exercises, gentle stretching before bed, or a short meditation can make a world of difference. And don't forget to celebrate your progress. It's easy to get discouraged if you don't see dramatic changes overnight, but every small improvement matters. If you can stand on one leg for a few seconds longer than you could last month, that's progress. If you can walk across an uneven lawn without hesitation, that's progress. Recognize these victories, because they add up to something powerful: resilience. Remember, the goal is not just to avoid falls, it's to move through life with confidence, to keep enjoying the activities you love, and to maintain your independence for as long as possible. Whether that means hiking with friends, playing with your grandchildren, gardening, traveling, or simply feeling secure walking down your driveway. Your balance is the foundation that makes it all possible, so I encourage you, start today. Pick one or two of the exercises we've talked about. Make a few small changes to your home. Add a bit more variety to your daily movement, and most importantly, believe that you can improve. You are not powerless in this process. Every day you practice is a day you make your body stronger, your mind sharper, and your future brighter. Balance is not just a physical skill, it's a life skill. Protect it, nurture it, and you'll give yourself the gift of freedom for years to come. And that, more than anything, is worth the effort.